Good morning, it's good to see you. Today we're going from Jogyakarta, Java to Phuket, Thailand. It's a 30-40 minute train from Jogyakarta centre to the airport, then a flight to KL, got a 2-hour layover in KL, then on to Phuket. Phuket was a place I said I'd never go to again. Just goes to show, never say never. I'd like to go to the airport.
Airport, you must the next building, sorry,
Next building? Thanks so much. Airport, train and commuter line. Permisi, maaf, sama pergi airport, international airport.
Berapa orang?
Satu orang.
Satu tiket ke airport bandara. Kita terdekatnya di jam 7.40, sampainya di 8.15 di harga 60.000.
Okay. Yeah, next one. This one?
Yeah.
And bagaimana bayar?
Bayarnya bisa pakai kartu.
Cash. Makasih banyak.
Yeah, you can put your ticket here.
Oh.
Bisa langsung
Makasih
boarding.
banyak ya.
Mari.
Jam apa?
7.40 ini langsung boarding di sebelah sana.
Boarding sekarang? Yeah, thank you. Boarding now, which is good. Hello. Been really fortunate in recent times with the connections and timing. Never had to wait too long. Touch wood. You watch this. We'll miss our connection in KL. When in doubt, just ask everyone else who's going. Permisi, airport? Airport, yeah, makasih. Indonesian train stations, usually pretty noisy. Kereta ini pergi airport? Yeah, makasih ya. Honestly, the amount of times I've got on the wrong train. I actually swore that I would never go back to Phuket. I was in Phuket maybe 15, 20 years ago, and it had reached that tipping point for me where I found it had become quite soulless. Not to say, of course, these places don't have value for people. You know, I understand how people like to go to their resorts after working all year and having a holiday. But for me, and what I enjoy about it, it's sort of become quite, resorty and soulless, I guess. And for those who might be watching who don't know why I'm going there now, I'm actually going there to meet some friends that are going to Kuala, and it's my insertion point, if you will. But I'll have another look at Phuket and sneak around. I think as we get older, or as we change in life, our perspectives change, and you know, I might be able to find something there that I couldn't see before. You know, I don't think it's that wise to shut things off or shut things out completely in life. We change, our ideas about things change, and you know, sometimes we don't need what we used to think we needed from places, and maybe it'll be different for me this time. I thought this was worth having a look at. Have a look at the entranceway here. Architecturally, it's really, really interesting. Honeycomb type roof with a rather splendid entryway. I don't recall that from there. And then you have quite a lovely view out there. All right, let's go to Thailand. Here I was lauding Indonesia's current efficiency with their transport system, whether it be rail or air. And I've come across something which I haven't seen before. Through those doors there, that's international departures. I've gone to go through there so that I can go through immigration, and there's a lady sitting at a counter, and she's a Singapore Airlines representative. I gave her my AirAsia ticket. She says, oh, you can't come through. I said, I need to go through immigration. And she says, well, we're only taking Singapore Airlines people at the moment. That suggests that you go through immigration and through the final checkpoints in Jogyakarta by plane. It just strikes me as curious, really. What if there are 2 planes or more that are leaving within a short period of time, and there's only one desk there that I can see? Perhaps they put in another one. Well, there's only actually one access to it as well. So if you have more than one plane that's leaving, it makes it really, really congested and confusing, I think. Why would you have people... Why would people go through immigration by plane? That's quite weird to me. because I'm not that bright, I tried to go through again, because obviously I want to get through immigration, you know, in plenty of time for my flight. But the lady said, no, you can't. You have to wait for your flight. I don't know. It seems to me that that system must cause them all manner of problems. I don't see how you can't avoid certain time conflicts with what if you have more than one plane leaving, and there's only one desk there by which to go through the little walkway. Yeah, I don't know. Am I missing something here? That's really weird and doesn't work. Just having a coffee while I wait for the flight, and I see a map and the history of Indonesia and their coffee. My Indonesian isn't good enough to understand it, unfortunately, but it just goes to show how much this country really loves their coffee. They really love something else as well. If there was any doubt that Indonesians love their cigarettes, this should put that to rest. There's probably 10 or 12 eateries that run this side of the terminal, and every one of them has a smoking room, a designated smoking area, which is a little bit different to a lot of the airports in Asia. I found as a smoker that in Malaysia they took the smoking rooms away. They're becoming less and less accessible, more difficult to find. But here in Indonesia, the smoking culture is alive and well. I like what they've done with the playground equipment here, keeping in the theme of being an airport. It's a, what is it, an old replica, I guess, of a tiger moth or dragonfly plane. I don't know my planes very well, but I've got to go down it. I do. Just a big kid at heart. All right. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We'll be flying at about 5.5 feet. The wind from the west and... oh, that's right, I've got to get up. Getting up off the ground at this age isn't as easy as it used to be. Someone mentioned I should take up Pilates or do some stretching. I tend to agree. So we're through immigration. Just love the green gates now, don't you? It just makes it so much easier. Look, I'm not sure if I'm just being a bit cynical or if I'm actually recalling this correctly, but every time I check in, or most times that I check in, I ask if the plane's full, and that's to establish if I can maybe get a seating option without paying, you know, get what you can, I say. What I've noticed is those times where the check-in staff say, no, the plane's not full today, when you come through to board, AirAsia checks everyone's baggage to make sure they're not overweight, check their carry-on. And I've noticed when the plane's full, that doesn't seem to happen at all. It might be just my memory, it might just be my experience, but I am going to put forward that AirAsia will try and squeeze every dollar out of a plane that's not carrying its weight, so to speak. So if the numbers are down as far as passengers go for a flight, they're going to check everyone in the hope that everyone's overweight with their carry-on, so they can charge them an extra 20,000, 50,000, 100,000, or whatever it is to get the earnings up on the flight. That's probably just me being a bit cynical though, is it? And so we're boarding. The plane seems to be on time. Thank you. I've actually been very fortunate on the whole with the amount of flying that I do. I haven't had too many delays, really. The odd one here and there, but there's been nothing too drastic. The last time I can remember anything being too inconvenient was the last plane out of Bali before the borders closed at COVID. So, yeah, I can't really complain, you know. It's interesting, sometimes they check your boarding pass and your passport and sometimes they don't. I'm unsure as to why, but it doesn't really matter. I don't think we're on a full plane today. It's 2.5 hours from here to KL. 2 hours stopover. I've already checked in from my KL to Phuket leg, so I'll be staying airside. Still have to do your digital arrival card though. Bit of a queue here. Look, I might see you in KL. Until we've arrived in KL, a pretty good flight really. I had a bit of a nap. And there's part of the AirAsia fleet there. I wonder how many planes they've actually got. Must be in the hundreds, wouldn't it? Hello, how are you?
Hello, passport?
We're on passport, sorry. And we're across the border. Well, we're not across the border, are we? We're airside, but international departure there. All pretty straightforward and pretty easy. Travel these days is such a breeze, isn't it? Like, it's just so much easier, so much more efficient, proficient. less stress than it was 20 years ago, 25 years ago. Takes a little bit of the thought process out of it, of course. But I'm happy to make that trade-off as I get older. Denpasar, Kuching, Trikrapali, Krabi. Aren't we leaving at 5:30? Johor, Severi, Alosata, Kanabalu, Kuching, Surabaya, Bintulu, Langkawi, Padang, Denpasar, Phuket. That is my flight. It's delayed half an hour. So that means I'm going to get in around dark or just after dark, which isn't ideal. So I'm thinking now, instead of going into old Phuket town when I get there, I might just take an airport hotel for the night. Yeah, I think that's a better option. Right, where am I? Someone asked me the other day if I thought travel can change you, and obviously I think it can. At least it can change your perspective. I don't know whether it fundamentally changes you. Perhaps for some people it does, but I think often if we remove ourselves physically from our home environment, we get a bit of perspective on ourselves. We relate it to how other people are living, whether it be culture, food, the way in which the politics work, regional politics. I think though the majority of people who get changed by travel are open to change. I find that perhaps the people with the most rock solid opinions are people that don't actually go very far. They insulate themselves, and their thoughts and opinions are they're in a bit of an echo chamber coming back to them, So I think people who travel are inclined or more open to new experience, more open to perhaps growing as a person. They're more willing to learn. Just ordered a Penang curry. Going to have a bite to eat. Got about an hour and a half before I have to head down to the gate. Look, personally, I think travel is one of the great educators to life and your position in it. I think if it were me, if I was in politics, I would give every young kid between the age of 18 and going to university or to their job or whatever, $10,000 in demand that they go and travel somewhere for 6 months, because I think it can have that much of an effect and open you up to a wider, broader way of thinking in many ways, But I'm a little bit hungry, looking forward to my noodles. And my noodles have arrived. I put it to you, vicarious traveller, that Asian airport food is far superior if you're just sort of schmucking around like us average people, is far superior than Western airport food. This smells and looks absolutely great. And it is really, really good. That Penang curry taste. Do you remember the place in Bangkok, the street food? Really, really good. It's a rich, thick, it's a curry, but more soupy. Some bread, prawns, noodles, not sure what that is. Leafy greens, all done to this. Not too hot, it's very subtle. I guess if you're at an international airport, you need to cater to the palate of the average Joe. I could load it up a bit, but all right, see you on the other side. I'm just battling through the last of this curry. I think it can be agreed that in a lot of places in Asia, the portions can appear quite small at times to some of us, but I can assure you, if you're in KL Airport, International Airport, come down to Noodles. I think it's at the end, I think it's called the Satellite Building, at the end of, or heading towards P Gate. The noodles here are great. Huge portions, and really, really tasty. Okay, after that delightful curry, I better check my beard for any remnants or curry stains. Am I looking okay? We've got an 18-kilometre walk to the gate. Wow, it's not that far, but it feels like it. Especially when the escalators aren't working and you're carrying 10 kilograms up the steps. It's the exercise for the day. Whew, that was a bit of a climb. That curry has made me sweat a bit as well. I find I'm in a perpetual state of varying degrees of saturation when I'm in Asia. just always seem to be sweating. With about 15 minutes before we board, we've had a gate change, a late gate change from L4 to L16, but it doesn't seem to be much activity at L16 either. For that 15 minutes that I've got to wait, I think I've discovered the most uncomfortable chairs that you could possibly... it's like furniture they put up for so homeless people don't sleep on it. What's that term given? Look at this. Is this the most uncomfortable? Aesthetically pleasing to look at, of course, but you can't sit on it for too long. Let me show you. But yeah, just a little bit of uncertainty about the gates, no announcements. Meant to be boarding in about 10 minutes, so we'll see how we go. Everyone else looks as lost as me, so I feel okay. I'm in good company. And the last leg of the day begins. Hello. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Very well, thanks. Thanks so much. I think it's only an hour from KL to Phuket, so straight up and down. I don't think I've got much to offer from here, so we'll see you there. So we're in Thailand, Phuket, Thailand. Got the SIM card, changed the money. Didn't think I'd bore you with that because it's pretty boring. It's been a pretty boring vlog today. I think it's just been me talking to the camera. Not terribly interesting, I'm sure. A couple of observations. In the last year or two, I've been through a few countries, through Thailand 3 or 4 times. Thailand is now it's the longest wait to get through immigration, to get your stamp in. Even Cambodia and Nepal, even though they're not as sophisticated, they have more staff. Because of the volume, I guess, of people coming into Thailand, you're in line for a long time. There's not any automated gates, even if they have, oh, it's really windy. Even if they just have a few automated gates in some places, it just releases the pressure a bit and makes things move a bit. So it was quite a wait to get the stamp through. The other thing, completely surrounded by Russians. Nothing against Russians myself personally, know a number of them are good people, but I'd heard that if you're going back to Phuket, you may notice that there's a lot of them, and there was. It's been a good travel day. Everything just ran so smoothly. Travel is just so easy now. It's yeah, I think I mentioned it before. I'm glad now at this age that it is a little bit easier. I've got a 15-20 minute walk to a hotel I've identified. Gonna stay at an airport hotel. Not actually sure if I'm going to go into Phuket. I might head to mainland Thailand to what's the name of it? Krabi. I don't know. We'll sleep on it. We'll edit the video, upload the video today, and sleep on it. I'll show you the room when I get there. That's supposing the place has actually got a room. I'm in the bike car park. Look at all these bikes. Here comes the rain. I just rolled my ankle on a footpath. Just a reminder that walking around at night on some of the streets of Asia is a little bit, yeah, you need to focus a little bit. And focusing isn't my forte. All right, where am I? Well, I found the place I was looking for. There's nobody here. I've called them, and they're going to send someone down in 10 minutes. It's one of the risks you run. Look, there's no doubt that there's a bit of a roll of the dice if you're going to just walk into places 7, 8, 12 o'clock at night. Places are going to be booked. And you know, people may not be there. It's not like you're staying in sort of 5-star 24-hour reception accommodation. But you know, I don't mind. Someone said to me the other day, they said, I could never do that. You know, what a waste of time. But that's all I've got. Time is all I've got. So for me to walk 15-20 minutes from the airport, on the chance that there might be a room here or not, it's not a big deal for me. What else am I doing? You know, like it's all part of it for me. You know, having said that, I also know that there are 3 or 4 other hotels in the immediate vicinity that I can go knock on the door of, you know. Look, it's not for everyone. Not everyone wants to travel this way, and obviously it's potentially a very inconvenient way to travel. But I don't know, I've been doing it a long time, and it's like everything, I guess. You just get used to it, and it also, you know, it becomes normality. It's not a... I'm really inconvenienced. It doesn't matter what happens in my day, short of losing a leg or whatever. I just don't see the reasons for being stressed out by these things. This is very minor stuff for these people not to have a room and me have to go walk around 3 or 4 other hotels. I just don't see it as a huge inconvenience. It's part of it. It's travel for me. You know, old backpackers never die, they just get grumpier maybe, I don't know. I haven't hit that stage yet. And we're in our room, a little bit more than what I'd normally pay. It's 60 Australian dollars a night, but it looks quite new, or at least the furniture's quite new. I like the tiles and the clean floor. It's clean, it looks very, very clean. Air conditioned, of course, and has a hairdryer there for the girls. Not that there'll be any girls coming here. The bathroom, I like the bathroom. This is one of the whitest, brightest bathrooms I can remember seeing. There's not hardly any mold or grime. A couple of little shampoo and shower gels, hot water. I'm pretty happy. Pretty happy. It's just for the night. Got a fridge. Oh, we've got coffee. We're always like it when they leave us some coffee and some water. I'm in two minds, surprise, surprise, not sure what I'm doing. I'll stay here for the night, make up my mind. Phuket, I swore I'd never come back here again, and even though I'm here and it's an access point to the PP Islands as well as Koh Lanta, where I have to be on the 23rd, it just doesn't, you know when something just doesn't sort of enamor you, imbue you with a sense of excitement, which some places do. So what I'm thinking is, about 20 years ago I used to hang out in the islands a bit, whether it be Koh Samui or Koh Phangan or Koh Jum, Koh Payam, a small Koh Chang. So I'm down in that region and I've got a 60-day visa on arrival, or a visa exemption coming in, and I thought, I'm in Thailand. Do I want to spend a couple of months here just doing the islands and seeing how much they've changed since I used to hang out here? And that's something that's it's kind of interesting to me now. So that's how I roll. I've got an idea of something that interests me a little bit, so it may well be tomorrow I get a bus out as opposed to the ferry across the PP, get a bus out into Krabi and then put my tendrils out from there. Who knows? You're with Fiasco. We call it Fiasco da Gama for a reason. I think today potentially could have been quite long and predictable and tedious for you, but I didn't find anyone to talk to. It was pretty much just airports and planes and trains, and that can be a little bit a little bit repetitive and a little bit boring, so I apologise for that. We'll try and spice it up tomorrow with some people along the way. That's just about it. I'm starting to feel a little bit tired. That's too bad, because I've got a couple of hours of editing and uploading to do, but I'm grateful for you to come on. I'm grateful for you coming along today, if you've come this far. I hope you're well and happy in life, and I trust you're doing the things that you want to do. All right, we'll see you tomorrow.